Colorado noon. Harper's Haven, grand reopening. Balloons pop, ribbon falls. Then, hell breaks loose. A red ball bounces into traffic. 6-year-old Timmy sprints after it, straight into a skidding SUV. Horns blast, tires lock. The boy disappears over a 12-foot frozen drop, bones snapping on impact like dry timber. Inside, 7 months pregnant nurse Lena Harper hears the crunch. No time, no backup. She hurdles the counter, belly leading, boots hydroplaning on black ice. The crowd screams. She dives, slides, crashes beside the kid, femur protruding, blood pooling hot on snow. "Look at me, Timmy. Count. 1, 2. Her belt cinches the wound. Sirens wail miles away. Husband Damien dials 911 while sons Ethan and Leo watch frozen from the window. Paramedics repel. Too late to stop the legend. One pregnant slide, one shattered leg, 1 second that turns a diner into destiny. This is Harper's Haven, where coffee meets CPR, where a waitress wages war on winter,
and where a single heartbeat decides if a family of 5 stays 5
or shatters forever. Buckle up, the real storm just hit play. 9 months had passed since the blizzard that changed everything. Yet as Lena Harper flipped the sign on the small diner door from closed to open at 5 in the morning, fresh snowflakes danced outside the frosted windows. The air carried the crisp bite of Colorado winter, the kind that seeped into bones and reminded everyone of the need for survival. Harper's Haven was no grand establishment, just a cozy 2-story building on the edge of town with a kitchen downstairs and living quarters above. But to Lena, it felt like a fortress built from hope and hard work. She adjusted her apron, the fabric worn soft from countless washes, and glanced at the clock. Damien would be down any minute with the boys. At 25 now, Lena had traded her waitress shifts at the old Rosie's Diner for nursing scrubs by day and family duties by night. Graduating from nursing school while helping rebuild their lives had been grueling, but every ache was worth it. The scent of butter melting on the griddle filled the space as she cracked eggs into a bowl, her hands moving with practiced efficiency. Footsteps thundered on the stairs, and Leo burst through the kitchen door first, his 5-year-old energy undimmed by the early hour. "Mom, Ethan says the snow is perfect for snowmen. Can we build one before school?" His cheeks were flushed, his dark hair tousled from sleep, his eyes wide with the pure excitement only children could muster after a storm. Lena smiled, wiping her hands on a towel. "After breakfast, little man. We have customers coming soon." She ruffled his hair, marveling at how much he had grown. Leo, once the shivering toddler pulled from the snowdrifts, now chattered non-stop about kindergarten adventures. Ethan followed more quietly, 7 years old and already carrying the thoughtful weight of someone who had seen too much change. He clutched a stack of hand-drawn menus, featuring colorful crayon drawings of pancakes shaped like hearts and superheroes. "I finished them last night," he said, placing them carefully on the counter. "Do you think people will like the dragon pancake? It is my best one." Lena knelt to his level, her heart swelling. "They will love it, sweetheart. DL. Just like they love you." She pulled him into a hug, feeling his small arms tighten around her neck. Ethan had been the serious one from the start, the big brother who protected Leo even in the worst moments. Losing their mother to illness, then their home to financial ruin, had forced maturity on him far too soon, but here in this little diner, he was finding his spark again. Damien appeared in the doorway, broad-shouldered and handsome in a simple flannel shirt, sleeves rolled up to reveal forearms dusted with flour. At 35, the former CEO of Vostech looked every bit the family man now, his dark eyes softening as they landed on his wife and sons. "Morning, team. Pancakes ready to flip." He crossed the room in 3 strides, pressing a quick kiss to Lena's forehead before lifting Leo onto a stool. "Almost," Lena replied, her voice warm. "The griddle is hot." She watched Damien tie a tiny apron around Leo, teaching him to measure syrup, and felt a profound gratitude wash over her. 9 months ago, they had been crammed into a cramped apartment, scraping by on odd jobs and determination. Damien had sold everything, the mansion, the cars, even his watches, to pay debts from the collapsed deal. But they had each other, and that had been the foundation. The bell above the door jingled, signaling their first customer. Eleanor Voss stepped in, shaking snow from her elegant coat, her silver hair pinned neatly despite the hour. Gregory trailed behind, carrying a thermos of what smelled like fresh coffee. "My dear," Eleanor said, enveloping Lena in a hug that smelled of lavender and home. "I could not resist opening day. Or reopening day for the family?" Lena laughed, guiding them to the corner booth. "You are our VIPs. Sit, I will bring the special." As she poured coffee, she caught Eleanor's eye misting over. The older woman had been their rock, selling jewelry to help with startup costs, refusing to let pride stand in the way. Gregory cleared his throat, his voice gruff but kind. "Smells better than any boardroom breakfast I ever had." He ruffled Ethan's hair. "And these menus, young artist? Masterpieces." Ethan beamed, sliding into the booth beside his grandmother. "Grandpa, try the dragon one. It has blueberries for eyes." Damien flipped pancakes with flair, the sizzle accompanying Leo's giggles as he drizzled batter into shapes. The diner filled slowly, locals braving the snow for warmth and gossip. Old regulars from Rosie's trickled in, curious about the new place run by the waitress who married the fallen CEO. Whispers followed, but Lena met them with smiles, refilling cups and chatting about the weather. By 7, the place hummed. A trucker ordered the lumberjack stack, praising the fluffy texture. A young mother with a toddler asked for high chair recommendations, and Lena obliged, sharing tips from her nursing knowledge. Ethan and Leo darted between tables, delivering napkins and charming everyone with their politeness. Then the door opened again, and Vanessa Hale entered, stamping snow from her boots. Sarah's sister looked hesitant, her blonde hair tied back, face pale from the cold. Lena's pulse quickened, memories of past accusations flashing, but 9 months had healed much. Vanessa had apologized and helped with the legal loose ends. Still, her presence always carried weight. Lena approached with a menu, coffee or the special. Vanessa managed a small smile. "Both, if you have time to sit. I brought something." As Lena poured, Vanessa slid an envelope across the table. "From the old staff files. Mrs. Klein is stirring again, but this proves the embezzlement. Thought you should know before it escalates." Lena is gripping the pot tightly. "Thank you. We will handle it." Damien joined them, wiping his hands. "Vanessa, good to see you." His tone was neutral, protective. The morning rushed on, orders flying, laughter echoing. Eleanor tasted her pancake, and tears welled genuinely this time. "This," she whispered, "this is what family tastes like, butter and love." Lena blinked back her own emotion, bustling to the kitchen. Damien caught her wrist gently. "You okay?" "Better than okay," she said. "This is us, our haven." Outside, snow piled higher, blanketing the world in a white blanket. Inside, Harper's Haven glowed, a beacon of second chances. Little did they know, the day's challenges were beginning, threats from the past lurking like shadows in the storm. But for now, in the warmth of clinking forks and shared stories, they were unbreakable. Lena plated another order, her wedding ring catching the light, a simple band symbolizing everything they had fought for. The blizzard 9 months ago had stripped them bare, but from the ashes they had built this. And whatever came next, they would face it together, one pancake at a time. The bell jingled again, more customers, more life. Ethan waved a menu triumphantly, Leo danced in place, and Damien flipped with a grin. Lena took a deep breath, the scent of home enveloping her. Yes, this was worth every sacrifice. As the sun rose higher, casting sparkles on the snow, Harper's Haven stood firm, a testament to kindness repaid, love enduring, and family forged in fire and frost. The story was far from over, but this chapter, this snowy morning, was perfect. Ethan Voss trudged through the fresh snow blanketing the schoolyard, his backpack slung low over one shoulder. At 7 years old, he had already learned that the world could shift like the Colorado weather, from sunny skies to biting storms in an instant. 9 months ago, his family had everything: a sprawling mansion, toys that filled entire rooms, and a life where worries seemed distant. Now they lived above Harper's Haven, the small diner his dad and stepmom Lena ran with relentless determination. He loved it there, with the warmth of the kitchen and the scent of pancakes, but school was a different experience. Here, whispers followed him like shadows. The bell rang for recess, and Ethan headed to the swings, hoping for a quiet moment.
But Tyler and his gang spotted him first. Tyler, the class bully with a smirk that never faded, sauntered over with 2 others in tow. "Hey, Voss," Tyler sneered, loud enough for nearby kids to hear. "Heard your dad's flipping burgers now. What happened? Did he go broke? Is that why you wear the same jacket every day?" Ethan's cheeks burned, not from the cold, but from the sting of truth mixed with cruelty. His jacket was secondhand, purchased from a thrift store after they had sold most of their belongings. He stared at the ground, kicking at a clump of snow. "It's not like that," he muttered. "My dad's building something new with Lena." Tyler laughed, a harsh bark that echoed off the playground equipment. "Lena? That waitress your dad married? My mom says she's just after the money he had left. Now you're all poor. Bet you eat dinner scraps for dinner." The words hit Ethan like a snowball to the chest. He clenched his fists inside his mittens, fighting the urge to shove Tyler. But he remembered what Lena had said. Words don't break bones, but actions can heal hearts. Still, tears pricked his eyes. He turned away, pretending to tie his shoe, but the gang didn't stop. "Poor little rich kid," one chanted. "Now he's just a poor kid." By the time recess ended, Ethan felt smaller than ever. He slipped into class, head down, avoiding eyes. The teacher droned on about math, but his mind wandered to the letter in his pocket. He had started it last night, under the covers with a flashlight, words scratched in crayon to his real mom, Sarah. She had died 3 years ago, but he still talked to her sometimes, in whispers or on paper he hid away. As the class worked on worksheets, Ethan pulled out the crumpled page and hid it under his desk. His pencil hovered, then began to move. "Dear Mom," he wrote, his letters careful and round. "School was bad today. Tyler said we're poor now. Dad works so hard at the diner, and Lena does too. She saved us in the snow, remember? But sometimes I miss the big house. I miss you more. Do you think Lena is my new mom? I like her pancakes, but they're not yours. I feel bad saying that." Ethan paused, glancing up to make sure the teacher wasn't looking. His heart ached with the weight of secrets a child shouldn't carry. The letter continued, spilling out his fears. "Dad looks tired sometimes, like when he comes home late from deliveries. Lena studies nursing books all night. She's going to be a real nurse soon. But what if we lose the diner too? Tyler says we're losers. Am I a loser, Mom?" He drew a small heart at the bottom, then folded it quickly as the bell rang for lunch. In the cafeteria, Ethan sat alone at first, poking at his sandwich. Leah would be in kindergarten across the hall, probably chattering happily, oblivious to the taunts. Ethan envied his little brother's innocence. Then Mia, a quiet girl from his class, slid onto the bench opposite him. "I heard what Tyler said," she whispered. "It's not true. My dad lost his job last year, and we're okay. Your family's cool. They own a diner." Ethan looked up, surprised. "Really? You think so?" "Yeah," Mia nodded. "I went there yesterday. The dragon pancake was excellent. And your stepmom, Lena? She gave me extra syrup without charging." A small smile tugged at Ethan's lips. "That's Lena. She's always nice like that." The conversation lifted his spirits, but the letter burned in his pocket all afternoon. After school, Ethan walked home with Leo, who skipped ahead, throwing snowballs at trees. The diner came into view, its sign glowing warmly against the gray sky. Inside, the after-school rush had begun. Locals sipped coffee, while kids from the neighborhood ordered hot chocolate. Lena spotted them immediately, waving from behind the counter. "My boys, how was school?" Leo launched into a story about finger painting, but Ethan hung back, slipping into the booth near the kitchen. He pulled out the letter again, adding a postscript under the table. "P.S. Mom, I think Lena could be my mom too. She hugs like you did. Don't be mad." Damien emerged from the kitchen, flour on his cheek, and ruffled Ethan's hair. "Tough day, buddy?" Ethan shrugged, stuffing the letter away. Kinda, but it's okay. That evening, as the diner quieted, Lena prepared dinner in their modest apartment upstairs. The space was cozy, walls adorned with Ethan's drawings and Leo's handprints. Damien helped set the table, his eyes lingering on Ethan with concern. During the meal, Ethan stayed quiet, picking at his food. Later, while Damien read bedtime stories to Leo, Lena found Ethan in his room, staring out the window at the falling snow. "Hey, champ, wanna talk?" He hesitated, then pulled out the letter, handing it over with trembling fingers. "I wrote this to my mom." Lena's eyes scanned the page, her expression softening with each word. She sat beside him, pulling him close. "Oh, Ethan, this is beautiful and brave," he sniffled. "Tyler called us poor, said you're just after money." Lena's jaw tightened, but her voice remained gentle. "Tyler doesn't know our story. We may no longer have the big house, but we have love, and that's richer than anything." Ethan nodded, leaning into her. "Do you think Mom would like you?" Lena's throat tightened. "I think she would be grateful I'm here, loving you boys like my own." That night, Ethan slept with the letter under his pillow, dreams mixing memories of Sarah with new ones of Lena. Downstairs, Lena showed the letter to Damien, her voice low. "We need to address this bullying. Tomorrow, I'll talk to the school." Damien nodded, pulling her into his arms. "You're amazing, don't you? Saving us all over again." As snow continued to fall, blanketing the town, Ethan stirred in his sleep, whispering to the stars. "Thanks, Mom. We'll be okay." The letter, a bridge between past and present, marked the start of more profound healing. But unknown to them, Vanessa's warning about Mrs. Klein loomed, a storm gathering on the horizon. For now, in the quiet of the night, the family held tight, unbreakable bonds forged in adversity. Lena Harper glanced at the clock in the hospital break room, its red digits glowing 11:47 p.m. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead, casting harsh shadows on the vending machines and scattered chairs. At 25, she had finally pinned the RN badge to her scrubs after years of part-time classes and endless shifts. But tonight marked her first solo night duty in the ER. Harper's Haven closed at 10, leaving Damien to handle bedtime stories and clean up with the boys. She missed their warmth already, the diner's cozy chaos a stark contrast to this sterile world of beeps and urgency. Her pager vibrated, pulling her from thoughts of home. Code blue, labor and delivery overflow. She grabbed her stethoscope and jogged down the corridor, sneakers squeaking on polished floors. The storm outside raged, wind howling against windows, snow piling against the glass like an unrelenting tide. Colorado winters never softened, and tonight they brought chaos. In the triage bay, a young woman clutched her belly, face contorted in pain. Maria Gonzalez, 22, 8 months pregnant, had been driving home when contractions hit early. Her husband paced nearby, panic in his eyes. "The baby is coming now," Maria gasped between breaths. "It hurts so much." Lena knelt beside her, assessing quickly. Contractions 2 minutes apart, water broken. "We need to move you to the delivery section." She signaled for a wheelchair, her training kicking in despite the surge of adrenaline. The attending physician, Dr. Harlan, was preoccupied with a multi-car pileup caused by the slick roads. Overflow meant improvising. As nurses wheeled Maria toward the elevator, her cries echoed. Lena held her hand, coaching through the pain. "Breathe with me. In through the nose, out through the mouth. You're strong. You've got this." Memories flashed of that blizzard 9 months ago, when Ethan and Leo were pulled from the snow, their small bodies blue with cold. Saving lives was in her blood now, forged in fire and frost. The elevator jammed halfway due to storm interference with the power. Alarms blared. Lena's heart raced. Stairs it is. She helped lift the stretcher, muscles straining under the weight. Maria screamed as another contraction hit, fluid soaking the sheets. "The baby is crowning," a nurse yelled. "We can't wait." They burst into a makeshift delivery room on the lower floor, lights flickering from generator strain. Lena scrubbed in rapidly, gloving up. Dr. Harlan arrived breathless, barking orders. Harper, assist, monitor fetal heart rate. The monitor showed distress and decelerations with each push. Lena adjusted positions, her voice calm amid the storm. Maria, listen to me. On the next one, give it everything. The head is visible. Maria nodded through tears, gripping her husband's hand. Lena guided, sweat beading on her forehead. One more big push. There, shoulders out. The baby emerged, slippery and silent at first. Lena cleared the airway, rubbing the tiny back. A cry pierced the room, weak but growing stronger. It's a girl. Relief flooded the space. Dr. Harlan clamped the cord, but his eyes narrowed on Lena. You took the lead without full authorization. This could have gone wrong. Lena met his gaze steadily, wrapping the infant in warm blankets. With respect, sir, the elevator failed, and the baby was crowning in the hall. Waiting wasn't an option. I followed protocol for emergent delivery. He grumbled but nodded. Good instincts. Chart it thoroughly. You're on thin ice for overriding. As the family cooed over their daughter, Lena stepped back, hands trembling slightly. The clock read 1:15 a.m. Her shift continued, but this birth felt like a milestone, proof she belonged here. She texted Damien quickly. Healthy baby girl delivered. Stormy night. Love you. His reply came instantly. Proud of you. Boys are asleep, dreaming of dragon pancakes. Home soon. The ER buzzed with more arrivals, including storm victims who had slipped on ice and hypothermia cases. Lena triaged an older man with chest pain, starting IVs and calling cardiology. Hours blurred, coffee her only fuel. By 4 a.m., she charted in a quiet corner, mind drifting to the diner. Opening at 6 meant no sleep, but the family waited. A final page, pediatric intake, possible exposure. She rushed to find a toddler whose cheeks were flushed with fever and parents frantic from a heater malfunction at home. Lena examined, diagnosing croup from the barky cough. Steam treatment, racemic epinephrine. She held the mask, soothing the child as breathing eased. The shift ended at 7 a.m., bringing dawn light to filter through snow-laden windows. Lena clocked out, exhaustion weighing her steps. Driving home, wipers battling flurries, she replayed the night. Dr. Harlan's warning lingered, a potential write-up that could jeopardize her probationary period. But saving that baby and easing that child's distress reaffirmed everything. Harper's Haven came into view, smoke curling from the chimney. Damien opened the door before she reached it, pulling her into a hug that smelled of coffee and home. Rough night? Intense, she admitted, sinking into his arms. Delivered a preemie in chaos, might get disciplined for it. He kissed her temple. You saved lives, that's what matters. Boys are up, demanding mom stories. Inside, Ethan and Leo tackled her with hugs. Tell us about the baby, Leo begged. Lena recounted softly, omitting the scary parts. Ethan listened wide-eyed. Like when you saved us in the snow? Exactly like that, she said, ruffling his hair. Breakfast unfolded, pancakes stacking high. Damien flipped with ease, but his eyes held concern. Vanessa called earlier, more on Klein. We need to talk after the rush. Lena nodded, fortifying with food. The night shift had tested her, but dawn brought family, grounding her anew. As customers trickled in, melting snow from their boots, she served with renewed purpose. Nursing and the diner intertwined now, her worlds colliding in beautiful ways. Yet Dr. Harlan's words echoed, a shadow over her achievement. Would the hospital support her actions or punish her initiative? The storm had passed outside, but inside her mind, questions swirled. Eleanor arrived mid-morning, sensing tension. My brave girl, she said, squeezing Lena's hand. Sarah would be proud. Lena smiled faintly, pouring tea. One emergency at a time. The day pressed on, orders flying, laughter filling the space. But beneath it all, Lena felt the pull of her calling, the thrill of saving lives amid chaos. That night shift, with its risks and rewards, had solidified her path. Whatever came next, from hospital boards to family threats, she would face it head-on, scrubs and apron both badges of honor. As snow tapered to flurries, Harper's Haven stood resilient, much like the woman at its heart. Lena wiped the counter, ready for whatever the next shift brought, her family her anchor in any storm. Damien Voss gripped the steering wheel of his weathered pickup truck, the engine rumbling through the snow-slicked streets of the quiet town. At 35, the man who once commanded boardrooms in tailored suits now wore a thermal jacket and gloves, delivering orders from Harper's Haven under the cover of night. The clock on the dashboard read 10:32 p.m. The diner was closed for hours. Lena, exhausted from her hospital shift, was tucked in, dreaming of the next day. Extra cash from late-night runs helped with bills, a necessity after the financial collapse that stripped them of everything but resolve. His phone buzzed with the following address, a high-end condo on the outskirts where old money lingered. Damien loaded insulated bags, the aroma of midnight burgers and fries seeping through. Pancakes were morning glory, but nights brought comfort food for insomniacs and party stragglers. He navigated carefully, his tires crunching over the ice, mindful of the black patches that could send him spinning. The condo building loomed, glass facade reflecting streetlights like diamonds. Damien parked, hefted the bags, and nodded to the doorman, who recognized him vaguely. Up the elevator to the penthouse, a place he might have owned in another life. The door opened to reveal Marcus Hale, a former investor from Vostech days, tie loosened, glass in hand. His eyes widened in recognition. Voss? Damien Voss? Marcus stepped back, his features etched with disbelief. What on earth are you doing here with takeout? Damien managed a steady smile, handing over the bags and delivering dinner to Marcus. Times change. Marcus paid generously, tipping extra, but curiosity burned. Come in for a minute. Scotch? We have history. Damien hesitated, snow melting from his boots in the foyer. Quick one. Lena waited at home. Inside, the penthouse exuded luxury, with abstract art on the walls and expansive city views. Marcus poured amber liquid into crystal tumblers. Heard rumors you lost it all. That deal in New York tanked everything. But delivering food? You were a titan. Damien sipped, the burn grounding him. Titan is past tense. Family is present. Lena, the boys, our diner. It is honest work. Marcus leaned forward, eyes sharp. Honest, sure, but come on, man. I pulled out of that deal, as did others. Guilt gnaws sometimes. Vostech had potential. What if we revived it? I have partners interested. Seed money, your brain. Turn this around. The offer hung heavy, tempting as the scotch. Damien set the glass down. Appreciate it, honestly, but no. I have flipped burgers, scrubbed floors, and driven these miles in storms. It taught me what matters. My sons see their dad at home for breakfast, not chasing empires. Lena builds her nursing career without the shadows of my past failures. Marcus chuckled wryly. The great Damien Voss, tamed by love and pancakes. Sarah would laugh. Mention of his late wife stung, but Damien nodded. She would, and she would approve. The conversation shifted to lighter memories, old deals, and shared laughs. Marcus pressed a card into Damien's hand. Think about it. The door is open. Back in the truck, Damien pocketed the card, mind racing. The drive home wound through darkened streets, snowflakes swirling in headlights. Harper's Haven appeared, lights off except the upstairs glow where his family slept. He parked quietly, unloading empty bags, the weight of the encounter settling. Upstairs, Lena stirred as he slipped into bed, her warmth a balm. Late one? She murmured, curling against him. Condo delivery. Ran into Marcus Hale. She propped up, eyes alert despite fatigue. The investor? What did he say? Offered to fund Vostech revival. Big money. Lena searched his face. And? Declined. We are building something real here. No more risks that could take me from you all. She kissed him softly. Proud of you. But are you sure? Dreams do not die easily. Positive. You, Ethan, Leo. That is my empire now. They drifted to sleep entwined, but dawn brought the diner's rhythm. Damien rose early, starting batter while Lena prepped for another shift. The boys tumbled down, Ethan quieter than usual after yesterday's bullying, Leo oblivious in his joy. Mid-morning rush hit, locals bundling against the cold. Damien flipped orders with precision, chatting with customers, his ease masking inner thoughts. Marcus's card burned in his pocket, a temptation whispered. Then the door chimed and Vanessa entered, coat dusted with snow. She slid into a booth, expression urgent. Damien approached with coffee. Trouble? Worse than thought. Mrs. Klein contacted me. She still has a lawyer, claiming negligence. But I dug deeper. Proof that she embezzled before the firing. Emails, transfers. Damien's jaw tightened. Why now? Revenge and money. She knows you are scraping by. Lena joined, overhearing. We confront her, together. Vanessa nodded. I am with you, for Sarah's sake, for the boys. The revelation spread quiet tension through the morning. Ethan helped set tables, sensing the shift, his letter to his mom fresh in mind. Leo drew more menus, dragons fiercer today. By afternoon, Damien stepped out for air, staring at the snow-covered street. Marcus's offer replayed, a lifeline or a chain. Revive the company, secure finances, shield his family from threats like Klein. But at what cost? Time away, stress returning. The man he vowed not to be again. Lena found him there, wrapping her arms around his waist. Whatever you decide, we decide together. He turned, kissing her forehead. No secrets this time. Customers flowed, unaware of the undercurrents beneath them. Eleanor arrived for lunch, sensing discord. Gregory followed, offering quiet counsel. Strength and unity, he said. As evening neared, Damien resolved. He texted Marcus, thanks, but no. Family first. The reply came swiftly, respect. If you change your mind. Damien deleted the thread, pocketing the phone. Night deliveries awaited, but now with a more explicit purpose. The old secret, his fall from grace, no longer haunted, it fueled. Back inside, he flipped a perfect pancake, Leo cheering. Lena smiled from the counter, her night shift looming, but her spirit unbroken. Vanessa lingered, planning a strategy against Klein. Snow fell more softly now, a gentle blanket over their world. Damien served a family, their laughter echoing his own dreams. The delivery night had revealed temptations and truths, but choosing home solidified everything. As the diner hummed into the evening, threats loomed, but so did their bond. Damien wiped his hands, ready for whatever came, a delivery bag or a family hug. In this life rebuilt, he was richer than ever. The secret exposed not weakness, but the path to true strength. Vanessa Hale pushed through the door of Harper's Haven just as the lunch rush began to swell, her boots leaving wet prints on the tiled floor. The diner hummed with the clatter of plates and murmured conversations, the scent of fresh coffee mingling with sizzling bacon. At 32, Sarah's older sister carried the weight of grief in her sharp features, but 9 months of tentative reconciliation had softened the edges. She clutched a thick envelope, her knuckles white, eyes scanning for Damien or Lena amid the bustle. Lena spotted her first from behind the counter, wiping her hands on her apron. Vanessa, coffee or something stronger? She gestured to a quiet booth in the corner, away from prying ears. Both, Vanessa replied, sliding into the seat. Her voice held an urgency that cut through the ambient noise. This cannot wait. Damien emerged from the kitchen, flour dusting his forearms, while Leo trailed behind him with a tray of clean glasses. He set the boy to work refilling sugars, then joined them, his expression shifting to concern. What brings you in storming like this? Vanessa placed the envelope on the table, pushing it forward from the old Vostek archives. I pulled strings with a former assistant. Mrs. Klein is escalating. She filed a formal complaint with Child Services, claiming the abandonment was your negligence, Damien. But this proves otherwise. Lena opened the envelope carefully, pulling out printed emails and bank statements. Her eyes widened as she scanned the documents. Transfers from the company accounts to Klein's personal account. Over $200,000 before you caught on. Exactly, Vanessa confirmed. She was skimming for months. The firing was justified, but she spun the narrative to make you the villain. And now, with your situation, she sees vulnerability. Damien leaned back, rubbing his temple. Why target us now? We are barely scraping by. Revenge and greed, Vanessa said flatly. Word spread about the diner, your deliveries. She believes a lawsuit could lead to a settlement, compensation for the boys' pain and suffering. Lena's grip tightened on the papers. She will not touch them, not after everything that has happened. The booth fell silent as Ethan peeked from the kitchen pass-through, curiosity drawing him closer. Grandma Eleanor entered then, shaking snow from her coat, Gregory at her side. She sensed the tension immediately. What is this? More shadows from the past. Vanessa briefed them quickly, spreading the evidence across the table. Eleanor gasped at the embezzlement proof. That woman, after all she did. Gregory examined the bank records with a practiced eye, his business acumen undimmed by retirement. Solid. This buries her claim, but we need to act fast. Lawyer. Already on it, Vanessa said. My contact, pro bono for family. Lunch service continued around them, customers oblivious to the unfolding drama. Leo darted between tables, charming smiles from patrons, while Ethan helped bus dishes, his small face serious after overhearing snippets. By mid-afternoon, the group huddled in the upstairs apartment for privacy, the diner managed by a part-time helper. Spread on the kitchen table, the documents painted a clear picture of Klein's deceit. Lena traced the dates. This started before Sarah died. How did it go unnoticed? Stress, Damien admitted. I was grieving, buried in work, and trusted the wrong people. Vanessa placed a hand on his arm. Sarah suspected something. She mentioned odd discrepancies in passing, but we dismissed them as fatigue. The revelation hung heavy. Ethan slipped in quietly, letter to his mom still folded in his pocket from yesterday. He listened, wide-eyed as adults planned. Will the bad lady take us away? Lena pulled him onto her lap. No, sweetheart. This proves your dad protected you. We all do. Damien ruffled his hair. We fight with truth, buddy. Like superheroes. Gregory nodded. File a counterclaim. Expose the theft. She will back down. Eleanor brewed tea, her movements steady despite worry, strength in numbers. We stand together. Vanessa outlined the next steps. Meet the lawyer tomorrow. Present this to the authorities preemptively. Shut her down before she gains traction. As evening approached, the family reconvened downstairs. The diner was filled with a dinner crowd, warmth countering the chill outside. Lena served with mechanical efficiency, mind racing through scenarios. What if Klein twisted more lies? The boys' safety hung in the balance. Damien flipped burgers, his focus split. Vanessa lingered, helping clear tables, her presence a bridge to the past. Thank you, he said quietly during a lull. For digging this up, for choosing us. For Sarah, Vanessa replied. And for the boys, they deserve peace. Ethan approached them, tugging Damien's sleeve. Dad, can I help more, like fighting the bad guy? Damien knelt at eye level. You already are, by being brave every day. Night fell, snow tapering. The last customer has left, the doors are locked. Upstairs, the family gathered around the table again, poring over plans. Lena reviewed nursing notes for her next shift, but contributed ideas for public support. Locals loved the diner, testimonies from that blizzard night. Brilliant, Gregory agreed. Community shields. Leo yawned, curling against Eleanor. Story time? Soon, she promised, but first, we win this battle. Vanessa prepared to leave, envelope secured in her bag. Tomorrow, 9 a.m., lawyer's office, bring everything. Damien walked her out, snow crunching underfoot. You did not have to do this. I did, she said. Redemption starts somewhere. Back inside, Lena tucked the boys in, reading about dragons and heroes. Ethan whispered as the lights dimmed. Is Vanessa good now? Yes, Lena answered. People change when they choose love over anger. Damien joined, kissing foreheads. Sleep tight. Tomorrow we protect our haven. In their bedroom, Lena and Damien talked late into the night. The evidence was a weapon, but vulnerability lingered. What if it drags on? Court? Media? We endure, he said, holding her like the storm that brought us together. She nodded, head on his chest. Vanessa's return feels like fate aligning. Sleep came fitfully, dreams of courtrooms and snow. Morning brought resolve. The family dressed warmly, piling into the truck for the lawyer's office downtown. The building was modest, and attorney Elena Reyes was waiting with sharp eyes and a warmer smile. She reviewed the documents swiftly. Ironclad, we filed the injunction today, a counter for defamation and theft. As the papers were signed, Ethan held Lena's hand tightly. Leo colored in the corner, oblivious but safe. Back at the diner by noon, news spread subtly. Locals offered support, extra tips, and words of encouragement. The community rallied, a bulwark against threats. The afternoon brought a call from Reyes. Klein served. She is rattled. A settlement offer is incoming. I'll likely drop everything and attend to it. Victory glimmered. Vanessa texted, "Told you, family wins." Evening service buzzed with subdued celebration. Eleanor toasted with cocoa to the truth prevailing. Damien grilled steaks as a special. The boys devoured them with glee. Lena served, her heart lighter. The evidence delivered not just papers, but closure. As night deepened, the snow ceased and stars emerged. Harper's Haven stood stronger, secrets unearthed leading to solidarity. Vanessa's role shifted from antagonist to ally, her return a pivotal turn. Lying in bed, Damien murmured, "One threat down, more to come," Lena replied. "But we are ready." The envelope's contents had armored them, evidence of past wrongs now serving as a shield for the future. In the quiet, they slept, their family bonds fortified, ready for whatever shadows might appear next. The diner below waited for dawn, a symbol of resilience, its lights promising warmth against any cold. Mrs. Klein stormed into Harper's Haven at the peak of the lunch rush, her face twisted in fury, coat unbuttoned despite the chill outside. The bell above the door jangled violently, drawing every eye in the crowded diner. Locals paused mid-bite, forks hovering, as the woman marched straight to the counter where Lena balanced trays of steaming plates. At 58, Klein carried the bitterness of her firing like a badge, her gray hair pulled tight, eyes blazing with vindication. "You," she spat, pointing a trembling finger at Damien emerging from the kitchen. "You ruined my life, and now I will destroy yours. Child services are coming. Those boys belong in foster care, away from your incompetence." Gasps rippled through the room. Lena set her tray down carefully, heart pounding. "Ma'am, this is a place of business. Let's talk outside." "No," Klein shouted, voice echoing off the walls. "Everyone needs to hear how Damien Voss abandoned his children in a blizzard, left them to freeze while he chased deals. And you, waitress, married him for scraps." Damien stepped forward, apron still tied, his presence commanding silence. "Mrs. Klein, you know that's a lie. You were the one who left them. For revenge after I fired you for theft." "Lies," she shrieked, pulling crumpled papers from her bag. "See? Complaints filed. You will lose everything again." Ethan peeked from the kitchen door, face pale, Leo clutching his leg. Lena motioned them back gently, but the damage registered in their wide eyes. Customers murmured, some pulling out their phones, while others shifted uncomfortably. Eleanor rose from her booth, regal even in surprise. "Enough, this is harassment. Leave, or we'll call the police." Klein ignored her, slamming papers on the counter. "Pancakes? That's your grand plan? Pathetic." A trucker at the end stood slowly. "Lady, these folks saved those kids. I was here that storm night, saw the news. Back off." Murmurs of agreement swelled. A mother with toddlers nodded. "Lena helped my son with croup last week. They're good people." Klein faltered, but rage propelled her. "They stole my career." Embezzlement? Fabrications. Vanessa entered then, timing impeccable, lawyer at her side. "Actually, Mrs. Klein, we have the real evidence." She placed a folder beside the complaints. "Bank records, emails. Your theft, clear as day." The diner fell hushed. Klein snatched the folder, scanning frantically. "This is forged." "No," the lawyer said calmly. "Authenticated. We filed a countersuit this morning, alleging defamation and attempted extortion. Authorities are en route." Klein's face drained of color. "You cannot." "Watch us," Damien said quietly. "You abandoned my sons. For that alone, you should rot. But we will let the law handle it." Lena approached slowly, picking up a plate from the warmer. "Mrs. Klein, sit. Have a pancake. On the house." The offer hung absurdly in the tension. Klein stared, bewildered. "What?" "You are angry, hurt perhaps," Lena continued softly. "But shouting in a diner full of families. Try this. Blueberry, fresh." A few chuckles broke the ice. The trucker clapped. "Yeah, eat and leave peace." Klein hesitated, pride warring with hunger or defeat. She sat stiffly as Lena served, the plate sliding across. The room watched, breath held. She forked a bite mechanically, chewing. Silence stretched, then she pushed the plate away. "This changes nothing." "It changes everything," Vanessa said. "Drop your claims or face charges. Your choice." Police sirens wailed faintly outside, growing louder. Klein stood abruptly, chair scraping. "This is not over." "It is," Damien replied for the boys. Officers entered, polite but firm. "Ma'am, complaints of disturbance. We have a warrant for questioning regarding fraud." Klein protested as they cuffed her gently, reading her rights. Customers applauded softly as she was let out, snow swirling in her wake. The diner erupted then, cheers and relief. Lena hugged Damien tight, tears mixing with laughter. Ethan and Leo rushed out, burying into their legs. "Is the bad lady gone?" "For good," Lena promised. Eleanor wiped her eyes. "My heroes." Gregory slapped Damien's back. "Handled like pros." Vanessa smiled faintly. "Case closed. She will settle quietly." Service resumed, but the atmosphere shifted to one of celebration. Free coffee refills, extra pancakes. Locals shared stories of the original blizzard, toasting the family who turned tragedy to triumph. The afternoon brought media vans, with the word spreading fast. The local news crew interviewed outside, and Lena declined politely. Just a misunderstanding resolved. Inside, the boys helped rebuild normalcy. Ethan drew thank you cards for supporters, while Leo passed out napkins with a grin. Damien flipped with renewed vigor, the grill his battlefield won. By evening, exhaustion set in, but victory sweetened it. Upstairs, the family debriefed over cocoa. "That was intense," Lena admitted. "We might close today." "Never," Damien said. "This place is us." Ethan yawned. The pancake worked. She ate and left. Laughter eased the remnants of fear. Vanessa stayed for dinner, bonds deepening. "Sarah would approve," she said softly. Night deepened, snow ceasing. The diner locked up, the lights dimmed. Lena charted her hospital notes while Damien balanced the books, showing a profitable day despite the chaos. In bed, they whispered, "Close call." "But we stood firm," he replied. Sleep came peacefully, threats banished. Morning would bring routine, but the confrontation had tested and tempered them. Harper's Haven nearly closed its doors forever, yet emerged stronger, the community wrapped around like a shield. As stars glittered above, the family dreamed without fear. Klein's shadow lifted. The diner stood ready for tomorrow, its heart beating steadily in the quiet town. Pancakes cooled on the counter downstairs, a simple offering that disarmed rage, proof that kindness, even in conflict, prevailed. The chapter closed with justice served, warmer than any griddle. Ethan Voss stood at the front of his second-grade classroom, his small hands clutching a poster board covered in colorful drawings and glued photos. The room buzzed with the usual morning energy. Children fidgeted in their seats, while Mrs. Larson, the teacher, smiled encouragingly from her desk. At 7 years old, Ethan had rehearsed this presentation a dozen times at home, practicing in front of the mirror above the diner sink, Lena timing him with her phone, Damien nodding approval. Today was Family Heritage Day, and while most kids talked about their grandparents or vacations, Ethan had a story that burned to be told. He cleared his throat, voice steady despite the butterflies. My family is the Voss Harper family. We have a diner called Harper's Haven, but it was not always like that. Tyler sat in the back row, arms crossed, smirk ready. Ethan ignored him, focusing on Mia in the front, who gave him an encouraging nod. 9 months ago, we lost our big house. My dad was the CEO of a large company called Voss Tech. He made computers and stuff. However, a bad deal occurred, and everything fell apart. We had to sell the mansion, the cars, even my old toys. A few gasps rippled. Mrs. Larson leaned forward, interested. Ethan flipped his poster to a photo of the old estate, then one of the cozy diner. Dad says money is not what makes a family. Love does. And Lena, she is my stepmom, but really my mom now. She saved my brother Leo and me from a big snowstorm. We were cold and lost, but she pulled us into the old diner and gave us hot chocolate. He pointed to a crayon drawing of that night, stick figures in white swirls. Lena was a waitress then, studying to be a nurse. She worked all day, studied all night. Now she is a real nurse at the hospital. Last week, she delivered a baby in a storm. The doctor was mad because she did it without waiting, but the baby is okay. The class murmured approval. Tyler shifted uncomfortably. Ethan continued, voice gaining strength. Dad delivers food at night now. He meets old friends who want to invest in him to restart the company. But he says no. He wants to be home for breakfast, to flip pancakes with us. He revealed the next page, photos from the diner. This is Leo drawing menus. He is 5. And Grandma Eleanor and Grandpa Gregory help too. Aunt Vanessa used to be mad, but now she brings papers to fight bad people. Mrs. Larson asked gently, "What about challenges, Ethan? Families face hard times." Ethan nodded seriously. Yes, a mean lady named Mrs. Klein tried to take us away. She left us in the snow once as a form of revenge, but we had proof she stole money from Dad's company. She came to the diner yelling, but everyone stood up for us. Lena gave her a pancake and the police took her. Laughter bubbled even from Tyler's friends. Ethan smiled. Bullies at school call us poor, but we are rich in hugs and stories. Dad reads every night. Lena tucks us in. We build forts in the living room when it snows. He flipped to the final board, a family photo at the diner counter. This is us now. Harper's Haven is open every day. We serve pancakes shaped like dragons. Locals come, and we help them too. Lena has a little clinic corner for checkups, free for kids. Questions flew. A girl raised her hand. Can I eat there? Anytime, Ethan beamed. Bring your family. Tyler finally blurted, your dad was rich. Now he cooks. Lame. Mrs. Larson frowned. Tyler, respect. But Ethan met his eyes. It is not lame. Dad chose us over money. That makes him the bravest. What did your dad choose? The room oohed. Tyler reddened, silent. Mia clapped first, and then the class joined in. Mrs. Larson wiped a tear. Ethan, that was incredible. You showed true heritage, resilience, and love. The recess bell rang, but the kids swarmed Ethan. Cool story. Dragon pancakes. Invite us. Tyler lingered back, scuffing his shoe. Sorry about that before. Ethan shrugged. Come to the diner sometime. Free hot chocolate is on us for apologies. Tyler nodded sheepishly. Deal. Back at Harper's Haven after school, Ethan burst through the door, a poster crumpled in excitement. I did it. They loved it. Lena enveloped him in a hug, Damien lifting him high. Proud does not cover it, son. Leo demanded details, jumping. Did you tell about the bad lady pancake? Every bit, Ethan laughed. Eleanor and Gregory arrived for the celebration coffee. Gregory ruffled his hair, future speaker that one. Vanessa dropped by later, having heard about it through the school grapevine. You turned pain into power, kid. Dinner upstairs was festive, steaks rare for the occasion. Ethan recounted every question, every clap. Lena listened, eyes shining. You stood up today not just to Tyler, but for us. Damien raised his glass of milk to Ethan, our hero. The boy blushed. We are all heroes. Night settled, snow lit outside. Lena prepared for her shift but paused at Ethan's door. He clutched his presentation boards as if they were treasures. "Scared?" she asked. "A little, but telling the truth felt good." "It always does," she said, kissing his forehead. At the hospital, Lena's night unfolded calmly at first, routine vitals and discharges. But pride in Ethan fueled her, a reminder of why she pushed through exhaustion. Back home, Damien read to Leo, with Ethan joining for the ending, the story of a brave knight choosing family over gold. Fitting. Sleep came easily for the boys, and their dreams were filled with heroic adventures. Damien waited for Lena's check-in text. "Quiet night. Thinking of our presenter." He replied, "He changed his mind today, like you change lives." Morning brought school buzz. Mrs. Larson emailed, "Ethan's talk inspired a class project on community helpers. Invite your family to visit." Lena read it over breakfast, tears welling. "Look what you started." Ethan grinned through syrup. "Dragon field trip?" "Absolutely." The diner filled with chatter about the presentation, locals beaming. Tyler's mom even called to apologize and booked a table for them. Afternoon play in the snow followed school. Ethan led Leo in building a fort. Laughter echoed, bullies forgotten. The evening shift at the diner ran smoothly, with Ethan helping more confidently and sharing his story with curious customers. Tips flowed, but more valuable were the nods of respect. As the lights dimmed, the family gathered upstairs. Damien tucked the poster on the wall, a new heirloom. "You stood tall today, buddy." Ethan yawned. "We all do." Lena returned late, slipping in quietly. Damien filled her in, her smile weary but full. "Our boy is growing strong." "Because of us," he said. The presentation had transformed not just the classroom, but their world. Ethan slept soundly, letter to his mom updated in his mind. "Mom, I told everyone today. They understand now." Snow fell gently, covering the tracks of the day. Harper's Haven prepared for tomorrow, its family unbreakable. Ethan's voice, a spark that ignited change. From bullied to beacon, he had stood up, and in doing so, lifted them all. The chapter closed with applause echoing in hearts, a presentation that presented hope. Lena Harper stared at the small plastic stick on the bathroom counter, the two pink lines unmistakable in the dim morning light filtering through the frosted window. Her hand trembled slightly as she set it down, a whirlwind of emotions crashing over her. At 25, with Harper's Haven thriving modestly and her nursing career gaining footing, this news arrived like an unexpected sunrise after a long night. Pregnant, a new life growing inside her, a sibling for Ethan and Leo. Joy bubbled first, then worry. How would they manage? The diner barely covered its bills. Damien's delivery supplemented her erratic shifts. She splashed water on her face, steadying her breath. Downstairs, the kitchen already sizzled with Damien preparing batter, the boys' voices drifting up in playful argument over cereal choices. Lena descended the stairs slowly, the test hidden in her pocket, heart racing with the secret. The morning rush built as usual, with locals trickling in for coffee and eggs. Lena served with her trademark smile, but her mind wandered to doctor appointments, cribs, and the tiny apartment above, needing reconfiguration. Damien flipped pancakes shaped like stars for Leo, noticing her distraction. "Everything okay?" "Fine," she lied softly, pouring refills. Later. The day unfolded in routine chaos. Ethan shared more about his presentation triumph, and his classmates are planning a dinner visit. Leo drew baby dragons on napkins, oblivious. Eleanor dropped by with fresh linens, sensing something amiss but attributing it to fatigue. By afternoon, Lena pulled Damien into the storage room, and the door closed behind them. She handed him the test. "Look." His eyes widened, then softened with awe. "A baby? Our baby?" She nodded, tears spilling. "Yes." Scared, happy, all of it. He pulled her close, spinning her gently. "This is everything. We will make it work." "But how?" she whispered. "Space, money, my shifts. One step at a time," he promised. "I love you." The evening brought a family dinner upstairs, with the boys devouring pasta. Lena planned the reveal carefully, but Damien's phone buzzed incessantly, his face tightening with each glance. After tucking the kids in, she confronted him in their room. "Who keeps calling?" He sighed, pulling out a stack of envelopes from his nightstand. Hidden debt. From the old deal. Creditors resurfaced, interest piled up. 50,000, we thought, was settled. Lena's world tilted. "You hid this?" "After promising no secrets." "I was handling it," he defended weakly. "Deliveries, cutting costs. Did not want to burden you with the pregnancy." "Burden," she echoed, her voice rising. "We are partners, Damien. This affects us all." He knelt before her, head bowed. "Forgive me. Fear made me stupid. Thought protecting you meant shielding." Tears streamed down her face. The baby, the diner, now this. How much time? Months, maybe less, before collections. She paced, mind racing through budgets, her salary, and potential loans. "We sell more, so I take extra shifts. But no more hiding. Never again," he vowed, pulling her down beside him. Sleep evaded them, planning in whispers. Cut excesses, negotiate payments, and consider expanding the diner menu for special events. Lena's hand rested on her still flat belly. The life within was a motivator. Morning brought resolve. Over breakfast, they shared the news of their pregnancy. Ethan and Leo erupted in excitement. "A sister?" Leo asked. "Or brother?" "Either." Lena laughed through worry. "You will be big brothers." Eleanor arrived early, sensing the undercurrent. When told, she hugged fiercely. "A grandchild. And the debt? We help." Greg joined, reviewing statements. "Refinance possible. I have contacts." Vanessa called to update us on Klein's full retreat. Hearing the news, she offered. Sarah's old trust, untouched. Use it. Debate ensued, pride versus practicality. Damien resisted. "We stand on our own." Lena touched his arm. "For the children, all three now." He relented partially. "A loan, not a gift. Repay with interest." The day pressed with dinner duties, but purpose sharpened actions. Lena scheduled her first prenatal visit, and Damien crunched numbers. Ethan helped more, sensing the importance. Leo drew family portraits, including one of a tiny baby. The afternoon brought a creditor call, demanding a meeting. Damien attended alone, returning drained but with extension, 30 days grace. Lena met him with an embrace. "We fight together." Evening shifts are split. Lena is at the hospital and Damien is delivering. She texted updates. "Baby heartbeat strong." He replied, "Our miracle." Nights blurred with nausea for Lena, worry for both, but talks deepened bonds. Damien opened up about fears, losing another family to failure. Lena shared dreams of a home with room for play and stability. Family meetings became routine, boys included in age-appropriate ways. Ethan suggested bake sales and Leo's cookie stands. Ideas flowed, unity grew. 1 week in, Lena experienced spotting, panic surging, hospital rush, Damien by her side. Ultrasound showed everything fine with a typical early scare. Relief washed over, commitment renewed. Debt loomed, but pregnancy glowed. Lena's belly hinted at changes, scrubs loosening. Customers noticed, congratulations pouring in. Diner buzzed with baby shower plans. Damien negotiated a partial payoff using savings, breathing room earned. No more hiding, accounts shared. Ethan wrote in his journal, excited about the baby, vowing to protect it like Big Brother. Leo practiced lullabies. Eleanor knitted booties. Gregory researched grants for small businesses. Vanessa contributed legal advice on debt restructuring. Mid-month, Lena's shift was marked by a premature delivery, showcasing her expertise. Saving the infant mirrored her own hopes, strength drawn from the life within. Home late, Damien waited with soup. "You are incredible." "We are," she corrected. Debt letters arrived less threatening. The plan is in motion. Pregnancy progressed, and ultrasounds confirmed the health of the fetus. Family photo updated. Lena's hand on her belly. The hidden debt revealed cracks, but mended with honesty. An unplanned baby became a beacon. As weeks turned, worry eased into anticipation. Diner profits rose from word of mouth and community support, thanks to extra shifts, brilliant cuts, and balanced books. One night, stargazing from the roof, Damien whispered, "I almost lost us with secrets." "But you chose truth," Lena said. "That saved us." He kissed her for our growing family. Snow threatened again, but warmth inside prevailed. The intertwined trials of pregnancy and debt forged resilience. Lena slept with hand protection, Damien watchful. Harper's Haven expanded dreams, a crib in the corner, and plans. The chapter wove joy and challenge, hidden no more, future bright with possibility. The baby kicked for the first time, a promise kept. Lena Harper sat at the small kitchen table upstairs from Harper's Haven, her hand resting instinctively on the gentle swell of her belly. The room felt crowded with family, yet comforting in its intimacy. Damien paced slowly, envelopes and notebooks spread before them like a battlefield map. Ethan and Leo perched on stools, legs swinging, eyes wide with the seriousness of the moment. Eleanor and Gregory occupied the armchairs. Vanessa leaned against the counter, all gathered for what Damien had called the family summit. At 25, Lena felt the weight of impending motherhood amplifying every decision. The hidden debt was now exposed, demanding action. "We are at a crossroads," Damien began, his voice steady but laced with vulnerability. "The debt stands at $42,000 after negotiations. Pregnancy costs loom. Space is limited here. We decide tonight, sell the diner to pay off, or fight to keep and expand." Silence fell, broken only by the hum of the refrigerator. Lena squeezed his hand. Together. Ethan spoke first, surprising them. "Keep it. This is home. The diner smells like us." Leo nodded vigorously. "Pancakes and babies need room." Eleanor smiled warmly. "Wise beyond years, boys. But practicality matters." Gregory tapped the statements. "Selling clears debt, leaves a cushion. Starting over risks more." Vanessa crossed her arms. "Or innovate. Sarah's trust offers a bridge loan. Transform the diner into a hybrid cafe and clinic. Lena's nursing draws clients." Lena's eyes lit up. A wellness corner, free checkups, paid consultations, community health hub. Damien stopped pacing. "Expand? With what funds?" "Crowdfund," Gregory suggested. "Locals love your story." Ethan's presentation went viral in town. Ideas flowed like coffee downstairs. Ethan proposed kid menus with health tips. Leo wanted a play area. Lena envisioned an exam nook with a privacy screen, basic vitals, and referrals. "Risky," Damien admitted, "but selling feels like defeat." Lena stood, addressing all. "We rebuilt from the blizzard ashes. Debt is another storm. Expand means growth, jobs, and stability for the baby." Votes circled. The boys unanimously keep. Eleanor and Gregory agreed with the conditions. Vanessa pledged marketing help. Damien exhaled. "Expand then, but smart, no more debt." Planning ignited. Gregory sketched layouts on napkins, adding seating and a clinic partition. Eleanor calculated costs, from linens to equipment. Vanessa outlined an online campaign, the story of family resilience. Ethan fetched crayons and drew the new space, a big table for meetings, a window for babies to watch the snow. Leo added dragons guarding the door. Laughter eased tension. Lena felt the baby kick, as if approving. Dinner forgotten, they brainstormed late. Midnight approached, blueprint emerging. Phase 1, remodel storage into a clinic. Phase 2, patio for summer. Funding mix, trust loan, crowdfunding, profits. Damien hugged Lena, "Your vision." "Ours," she corrected. Boys yawned, carried to bed mid-dream. Adults continued, coffee-fueled. Dawn crept, plans solidified. Harper's Haven Health Hub. Motto, nourish body and soul. Morning rush hit with renewed energy. Customers sensed change, and tips were generous. Ethan shared drawings, excitement building. Lena's prenatal check confirmed progress. The doctor praised her calm demeanor. Secret, the meeting anchored her. The afternoon brought a visit from a contractor, Gregory's old friend, who quoted an affordable price. Work starts next week. Vanessa launched a crowdfunding page, a video of the family sharing journey. Donations trickled, then poured. Locals pledged, inspired by Ethan's school talk. Evening family debrief. Goal halfway in days. Damien awed. The community believes. Because we do, Lena said. Debt payments scheduled. Breathing room. Baby items arrived. Gifts from patrons. 1 week in, the remodel began. Noise upstairs, but the diner was operating. The boys helped paint and supervised. Lena balanced shifts, clinic dreams sustaining. The hospital praised her initiative, offering partnership ideas. Damien managed chaos, pride swelling. No secrets strained now. Ethan wrote thank you notes to donors. Leo tested play corner prototypes. Eleanor sewed curtains. Gregory installed shelves. Vanessa handled permits smoothly. Challenges arose. Permit delay, cost overrun. Meeting reconvened. Adjust, Lena urged. Prioritize clinic essentials. Compromises made, vision intact. Crowdfunding surpassed the goal, surplus for contingencies. Opening day neared. The hybrid space gleamed. Cafe side warm, clinic professional yet welcoming. Soft launch invited donors. Feedback glowed. The mother brought the child in for a checkup, and Lena promptly diagnosed an ear infection. Success tasted sweet. Complete family gathering celebrated. To new beginnings, Damien toasted. Baby kicked agreement. The meeting had not only birthed a plan, but also an evolution from survival to thriving. Debt as a catalyst for growth. As snow melted outside, Harper's Haven bloomed inside. The new plan, born of unity, promised sustainability. Lena rubbed her belly, whispering, "Welcome to our world, little one." Damien kissed her. We did this. We all did. The chapter sealed with firm decisions and an expansive future. A family meeting transformed a crisis into an opportunity, with their table at the heart of it all. Harper's Haven awaited a grand reveal, a haven indeed. Lena Harper adjusted the privacy curtain in the newly partitioned corner of Harper's Haven, transforming a storage nook into a makeshift clinic. The space gleamed with fresh paint, a small examination table donated by the hospital, and shelves stocked with basics from a crowdfunding surplus. At 26 weeks pregnant, her movements slowed slightly, but determination propelled her. The hybrid diner health hub had opened softly weeks ago. The cafe was bustling, and the clinic was seeing a steady stream of patients. Today marked the official ribbon-cutting ceremony, and the community was invited to attend. Damien strung banners outside, with Ethan and Leo holding signs that read, "Free checkups for kids." Eleanor arranged muffins, and Gregory tested the blood pressure cuff. Vanessa handled registrations, clipboard ready. Snow dusted the ground lightly, winter persisting, but inside, warmth radiated. Guests arrived, including locals who had pledged online, as well as curious newcomers. The mayor snipped the ribbon and applause echoed. Lena welcomed all. The cafe nourishes bodies, while the clinic nurtures minds for health. Together, we thrive. Tours began, awe at the seamless blend. Booth seating flowed into waiting chairs, with the exam area discreet yet accessible. Lena demonstrated the vital signs, and Damien poured samples. Mid-morning, routine flowed. A mother brought her toddler for a cough, and Lena prescribed syrup. An older man checked his cholesterol, and advice was given freely. Then chaos struck. A 6-year-old boy, Timmy, chased a ball into the street outside. Car horns blared, brakes screeched. He tripped on ice, tumbling down the embankment toward the frozen ditch. Screams erupted. Lena bolted out, scrubs flapping, pregnancy forgotten in adrenaline. Damien followed, Ethan yelling. Timmy lay crumpled at the bottom, leg twisted unnaturally, cries piercing. Lena slid down carefully, assessing, compound fracture, possible head injury. Stay with me, buddy, help coming. She stabilized the leg with her belt, checking pulse. Damien called the ambulance and the crowd gathered above. Ethan fetched blankets and Leo fetched blankets too. Timmy's mom arrived hysterical. My baby. "He is conscious," Lena calmed, breathing steady. "I am a nurse." Sirens wailed closer. Paramedics rappelled down, Lena briefing efficiently. "Open tibia fracture, no loss of consciousness, vitals stable." They splinted and lifted him. Mom climbed into the ambulance, grateful and tearful. "You saved him." "Community effort," Lena said, but hands shook as they climbed back. Inside, diners hushed. Patrons applauded as she entered, Damien hugging tight. "You okay? The baby?" "Fine," she breathed. "Instinct." Ethan hugged her legs. "You are a hero, Mom." Leo offered a cookie for strength. Eleanor dabbed her eyes. "Sarah's spirit is in you." Gregory nodded proudly. "Clinic proven already." Vanessa captured moments discreetly for updates. The afternoon resumed more slowly, with word spreading. "Timmy is stable at the hospital, and the surgery was successful." The family sent flowers and a thank you card. More visitors came, inspired. Sign-ups for checkups surged. A father brought his daughter for asthma management, and Lena taught the inhaler technique. Evening brought reflection upstairs. Lena iced her back as Damien massaged her shoulder. Scary slide. "Worth it," she said. "This is why." The boys reenacted the scene dramatically, with Ethan playing the rescuer and Leo playing the patient. Laughter healed. The news crew arrived late and began interviewing. Lena downplayed. "Team effort. Clinic here to help." The clip aired locally, and donations spiked again. Night shift loomed, but Lena called off, resting. Damien handled the diner close. The boys were asleep early from excitement. Midnight, Timmy's mom called. "He is asking for the lady who saved him. Wants to thank." "Tell him tomorrow," Lena smiled. "Pancakes on me." Sleep came deep, baby active as if applauding. Morning buzzed with retells. Timmy was discharged, crutches in tow, family first customers. He hobbled to Lena, hugging awkwardly. "You are my angel." She knelt carefully. "You are brave. Heal quickly." The diner treated them royally, and the community chipped in. Clinic appointments are booked solid. Lena trained a volunteer aide, expanding working. Damien watched proudly. "Your corner saved the day." "Our corner," she corrected. Ethan added a drawing to the wall, depicting a super nurse, Lena, flying to rescue. Leo colored the boy with crutches, smiling. Eleanor baked a celebration pie for lifesavers. Gregory toasted juice, health and haven. Vanessa updated the site. Heroic launch. Weeks blended, clinic integral. Flu shots, wound care, prenatal for Lena herself, ironically. One day, Timmy returned, walking and gifting a handmade thank you. Clinic corner is his favorite spot. Lena framed it beside the exam table. Pregnancy progressed, and kicks are stronger. Damien attended ultrasounds, awed. Diner profits rose, and debt was shrinking at a faster rate. The saved cemented reputation, referrals from the hospital, partnerships discussed. Family meetings celebrated milestones. Clinic is viable and sustainable, Ethan beamed. Told the school about the rescue. They won a field trip. Approved, Lena laughed. The corner, once a storage space, is now a heartbeat. Child saved the bound community tighter. As snow melted to spring hints, Harper's Haven flourished, clinic and cafe symbiotic, nourishment dual. Lena rubbed her belly during quiet moments. "You will know heroes, little one." Damien kissed her, "starting with your mom." The chapter pulsed with purpose, a rescue rippling outward. The clinic corner, born of a plan, proved to be a lifesaver, literally. Harper's Haven healed more than hunger now, its reach expanding, family at the core. The saved child smiled from photos, a reminder of why they fought. Damien Voss stood in the crowded diner of Harper's Haven, the afternoon sun slanting through windows onto polished tables. The hybrid space hummed with life, as cafe patrons chatted over coffee, and the clinic corner saw a steady flow of checkups. At 35, he wiped his hands on his apron, the weight of a phone call still echoing in his ears. Marcus Hale had called again. The offer had escalated to $10 million to revive Vostech. With full backing, his old empire reborn. The temptation clawed. A chance to erase debt, secure futures, and provide luxuries lost. Lena emerged from the clinic, having finished a vaccination, her pregnancy now in its final months. She caught his distant gaze. "Everything all right?" He nodded, but tension lined his face. Marcus upped the ante. 10 million. Buy back the company. Lead it. Her eyes widened, hand on her belly. "And? We'll talk tonight. This is a family decision." The day continued, but undercurrents swirled. Ethan helped bus tables after school, and Leo colored in the play area. Customers sensed nothing, praising the new menu specials. The diner closed early, and an upstairs gathering was mandatory. Damien laid out the proposal on the table, accompanied by printed documents detailing a $10 million investment. "I rerun Vostech, salaries, security, college funds." Silence absorbed the magnitude. Lena spoke first. "What does it cost you?" "Us." "Time," he admitted. "Travel, hours, the man I was before." Ethan frowned. "Would you miss breakfast pancakes?" "Daily," Damien confirmed. Leo pouted. "No more night stories?" "Possibly." Eleanor leaned forward. "Money mends much, but not absence." Gregory reviewed the numbers. "Financial freedom." "But soul price?" Vanessa, visiting, added. Sarah hated the grind. It consumed him then. Damien paced. "Clears debt instantly. Expands the clinic nationally, perhaps. Baby deserves the best." Lena stood, taking his hands. "We have the best. Each other. The haven we built." The debate deepened. Pros listed. Stability, legacy, cons, distance, stress return. The boys voted unanimously. "Stay," Ethan said. "You are our superhero here." Leo hugged his leg. "Flip pancakes, Dad." Laughter broke the tension, but a decision loomed. Damien stepped to the window, staring at the town below. Memories flooded. Boardrooms cold. Sarah's illness unnoticed in chaos. Boys waiting for a father absent. The blizzard that stripped illusions. Lena's kindness rebuilt him. He turned, resolve firm. "No." Gasps, then understanding. He dialed Marcus on speaker. "Appreciate the faith, truly. But I am home. Family first. Vostech stays buried." Marcus sighed. "Respect your choice." Offer closes. Call ended. Relief washed over. Lena embraced him. Proud does not cover it. Ethan high-fived. "Dad wins," Leo cheered. "Pancake party." Celebration erupted impromptu. Damien fired the grill downstairs, shaping victory stacks. Eleanor fetched ice cream, and Gregory popped juice like champagne. Vanessa toasted to prioritize straight. Upstairs later, intimacy deepened. "You turned down millions," Lena marveled. "For billions in love," he replied. Baby kicked agreement. Night settled peacefully, decision liberating. Sleep came easily, dreams content. Morning brought clarity. Diner opened, clinic busier. Word of rejection spread subtly, admiration growing. Marcus sent a congratulations email, final closure. Debt plan accelerated, organic growth. Ethan shared at school. Dad said no to giving us money. Class awed, teacher praised values. Afternoon play, snow fort building. Damien joined, king of the castle. Lena watched from the window, heart full. Evening clinic hours, Damien assisted, handing bandages. Partnership seamless. Family dinner, recounted laughs. The deal, a test passed. Eleanor knitted a larger blanket for the growing brood. Gregory planned minor, sustainable expansions. Vanessa updated the family over fortune feature on the website. Donations trickled, inspired. Weeks passed, rejection, empowerment. Damien mentored local entrepreneurs, free. Lena's prenatal was flawless, and the gender reveal was planned. Boys guessed daily, excitement building. One night, stargazing from the roof. "Remember the offer?" Damien asked. "Gone," Lena said. "We chose right." He kissed her. "Forever home." Baby responded vigorously. The rejection solidified identity. No empires needed, have sufficient. Community embraced, invitations flowed. Harper's Haven thrived modestly, rich in bonds. Damien flipped morning pancakes, present fully. Ethan and Leo grew secure. The big deal, temptation vanquished, chose family, etched in eternal memory. As seasons hinted at change, their world expanded inwardly. The chapter affirmed that choice is love's actual currency. Damien, once Titan, now content king of a small kingdom, richest man alive. Snow melted in steady drips from the eaves of Harper's Haven, spring sun warming the Colorado town after a long winter. 1 year had passed since the blizzard that upended everything, and now the hybrid diner clinic stood transformed, an extension added with community labor and surplus funds. Lena Harper, 30 weeks pregnant and glowing, cut the ribbon on Harper's Haven 2.0, the expanded space gleaming with fresh wood and bright murals. Damien held her hand, Ethan and Leo waving flags they had painted. Eleanor and Gregory beamed from the front row, while Vanessa captured photos for the website. Cheers erupted as doors opened wide. The cafe doubled in size, featuring cozy booths and a vibrant play area for kids, as well as a professional clinic with 2 exam rooms and a waiting lounge stocked with books. A small garden patio promised summer seating. Locals flooded in, marveling at the transformation from a modest diner to a community cornerstone. Lena addressed the crowd, voice clear from a snowstorm rescue to this: "You all made it possible. Nourishment for the body, care for health, love for all." Applause thundered. The mayor presented a plaque, "Town Treasure." Inside, tours began. Ethan led the kids to the play corner, Leo demonstrating dragon-shaped sandwiches. Damien flipped inaugural pancakes on the larger griddle, aroma wafting. Lena gave clinic demos, checking a volunteer's blood pressure. The afternoon brought the gender reveal, a family tradition, a cake from Eleanor, pink or blue inside. Boys guessed boy, adults varied. Damien cut, pink frosting spilling. A girl. Hugs and tears. Ethan whispered, "Sister like you, Mom." Leo jumped, "Princess pancakes." The celebration flowed, the cake was shared, and toasts were made with cider. Vanessa announced that matching grants have been secured, with additional funding to follow. Evening softened, diner full. Timmy, the saved child, arrived on crutches, fully healed, family in tow. He presented a drawing, Clinic Heroes. Lena hung it prominently. Night clinic hours started, and Lena was consulting a new mother on breastfeeding. Damien managed the cafe's closing, with the boys helping to stack the chairs. Upstairs, the family decompressed. Lena rubbed her belly. The baby was active. Sarah Harper Voss, Damien suggested. "After your sister," Vanessa asked, touched. "And the boy's mom," Lena added. Legacy continues. Nods all around. Labor came suddenly weeks later, spring blooms outside. Lena's water broke mid-shift, and Damien rushed her to the hospital. Contractions built, family waiting. Ethan held her hand in the delivery room, brave as promised. Leo peeked from the door. Sarah arrived crying, strong, with dark hair like Damien's, eyes like Lena's. Perfect. Homecoming days later, Haven decorated the welcome. Banner, "Our Little Miracle." Sarah slept in the crib in the corner of the apartment, which had now been rearranged. Boys doted, gentle touches, lullabies practiced. Diner clinic thrived. Lena returned part-time, nursing a baby between patients. Damien, a full-time dad and manager, has achieved a work-life balance. Summer patio opened, garden thriving, community events weekly, health fairs, and story hours. Ethan started 3rd grade confident, bullying a distant memory. Leo, kindergarten star. Eleanor and Gregory are semi-retired helpers, spoiling grandkids. Vanessa's frequent aunt, trust managed wisely. Debt erased, savings growing. On the 1st anniversary of the blizzard, the family reflected upstairs. From lost in snow to this, Damien marveled. Lena smiled, Sarah nursing. Kindness circled back. Boys added. We saved each other. Outside, snow long gone, flowers bloomed. Harper's Haven 2.0 bustled, with the sign updated to read, "Open 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Family healing families." Evenings, Damien read to all three, with Lena joining in on the harmonies. Forts built larger, laughter louder. Challenges came, including flu seasons and teething nights, but we faced them united. Sarah's first smile melted hearts. First steps in the play area, cheers from patrons. Ethan taught her colors, and Leo shared toys. The haven expanded souls more than space. Fall hinted again, cycle renewing. Lena planned a maternity leave extension and a clinic hiring aid. Damien eyed minor upgrades, sustainable. Family photo updated, 5 now, plus grandparents, Vanessa. Framed in the cafe, our journey. Locals shared stories, the blizzard legend, Lena's rescues, Damien's choice, and the boys' bravery. Thank yous endless, community woven tight. One quiet night, snow flurries surprisingly early. Family on patio, wrapped warm. Damien raised cocoa, to us. From storm to sunshine, Lena toasted, and the little one who completed it. Sarah cooed, Ethan and Leo giggled. Snow fell softly, memories full circle. The blizzard brought them together, and the melts led to growth. Harper's Haven 2.0 stood eternal, heart of town, beacon of resilience. Inside, lights glowed, and the family was safe. The story continued, with endless chapters, and I loved the binding. As stars emerged, they lingered, present fully. Snow melted into promise, Haven forever home.